everyone, my name is Rick Passek, the FlyFish Fanatic, and welcome to my tying bench. Today I'll be tying up a little Chironomid pattern, a little buzzer. This is one I've been using on and off for 8, 10, 12 years. Don't really have a name for it, so I'll have to come up with one before I post it, but I don't have a name for it. It's just one that I've had in my box that I've used, like I said, on and off. Especially early season, I find this one extremely successful. So let's not play around because there's quite a few steps on this one. Not a ton, but a few. So, okay, so we're going to start off with a Hends BL554 in a size 12. I tie these in a 10, 12, 14 normally. 12 seems to be my go-to. 1/8 black bead, flat black, flat black, flat black. I just find that it's just better. Semperfli Nanosilk in white. Okay. Semperfli mirror tinsel, 1/16, the Mirage tinsel for the underbody, if you want to call it that, or it's actually the body, but, and then some angel hair from Hens white angel hair for the gills. I want a little bit of that shine for this instead of using floss. Now floss works too if you don't have an angel hair. Floss will work. And then for the ribs, I'm going to be using two different. They're both by Hens, and they're a stretch floss is what they are, right? Just one black and one olive. Okay, for the ribs, and that is all she wrote. And then and then some Hens Peacock dubbing. This one here. For the legs, and then some Gulf Thin Mint to finish her up. So let's get her going. Like I said, it's a few steps here, so I just start my thread, as always. So I've fished this one just like you do with the normal Chironomid, sometimes under an indicator. Sometimes I use a team of flies. It all depends. Depends where you are, too, whether you're loud, right? So, just gonna get a little bit of that angel hair. Just put it on there. Unfold it on me. Just gonna fold that over, just so I have just a little bit more of a bunch. Okay, and just stick it way past. Put it on. Make sure that's sitting right on top. Okay. And then I'll come back just a ways, just tie off those loose ends there. It's all going to get covered anyway, so it's not a massive deal. Okay. And then back forward again. Just a 2-3 turn whip finish just to finish that up. Slide the bead forward, and then I want to cut this about like that, just for just a hint of gill, right? Just a hint. Let's see if I can focus it on that. Yeah, see, just a hint. Okay. Now take the same thread. Restart right behind the bead. Cut that off. Just going to lay down a base layer all the way back. It's winter time here in Alberta. Everything's so staticky. Doesn't matter what it is, it sticks to you. So I'm just going to bring this back around the corner, like around the bend here, almost down to the back down to the vise, and then I'm going to come back up. Like I said, it's more just a base layer. Just build up just a little bit there. So now, doesn't really matter which one I do first, the black or the green. Doesn't really matter. It seems like for some reason I always put the black on first, but it doesn't matter. Either way. caught in, pull it back so it's not. There we go. It's one. Just put that out of the way for now. Trying to keep the back end of this body pretty thin, so as thin as I can at least, so I don't tie one in and then come back and tie another one in. I try to tie both of these in at the same time. So again, just tie that, get the green started, pull it back until it's behind that bead. Get that tied down well, and now I'm going to stretch this, really stretch it. The more I stretch it, the thinner this gets. The thinner it is, the better. So I'm really stretching these. Go down right around the corner there. Almost down to the vise. And I can let go of that stretch and come back. And now I can show you. I'll focus in on that if I can. You see that didn't thicken it up at all. Very, very little, because I stretched the living pea out of it, right? So, okay. So now that that's done, I'll just take those and stretch them and put them into my little material clip to keep them out of the way. Then I'll take some of that mirror tinsel, the Mirage mirror tinsel, and put that on. Cooperating. Come on. There we go. I don't want to. Then just let that kind of wrap up onto the top. Again, I'm going to shorten my thread up here as I go around this corner, around the bend. Just push this down out of the way. So I'm going to come right back to where I tied those, that rib material in, right? Almost to the bottom. Then I'm going to come back. Now I'm just going to build up my taper just a little bit. I don't want it to go crazy, but I'm just going to build up a bit of a taper here. I want it a bit thicker at this front end. That's about good. Yeah, it's about good. So now I'll take my Mirage tinsel here. Mirror tinsel, sorry. Let's get this mixed up. It's mirror tinsel, but it's the color's Mirage. Right. And then just barely overlapping. I don't want to overlap too much, because again, it's a Chironomid or a buzzer. I want to keep it thin and small body. So there, it's good. You don't need to come right to the bead, because I'm going to be adding those little legs. Right, so just make sure that's tied down well. So now I'll take one. Again, doesn't really matter which, but since I tied in the green second, I'll go with that one first. You know what? I'm just gonna, because I've done this before where I pop off the front here and the thread, and then all of a sudden the mirror tinsel starts unwrapping. So it's a good thing to do there, is to just give that just a little half hitch, whip finish, whatever you're more comfortable with. Oh, little bugger. I'm just trying to get this black out of my hair. There we go. So fairly good stretch there at the back, and then I'll loosen up as I come forward a little bit, just to have a slightly thicker ribbon as I go forward. And then again right to there. Give it a stretch, cut it off, it'll pull itself back in that way. And then same direction. So actually I'm gonna, again, because of the same reason as before, just going to give this one half hitch or one whip finish. Same reason as before, I don't want it to get knocked off, right? And then I'm going to turn this just for the first wrap, just so I can see where I'm going. And then I'm going to go to the leading edge of that green. Actually, I'm going to bring my mirror. Got a little glass here so I can see a bit better. There we go. Hopefully that's still in focus. No, not really. I'll bring it back up. and then just follow the leading edge of that green. Again, same thing, letting go as you come forward slightly, just to thicken that rib up just ever so slightly. 3 or 4 in front. Nip that off. Now I'll take my resin. I'm just going to stop that from swinging because it's annoying me. Just give it a really thin coat of resin. And spread that around a little bit. If it's too much, just take some off. And this one might be too much. I'll see once I'm done. Because I don't want to, again, yeah, it's too much. So just swipe some off there. I don't want it to build up the thickness of the body much, right? If I can help it. I just want it to coat it just to protect it more than anything. And these resins will also help with making it a little slicker so it goes through the water column a little bit better. It's not a huge deal, but I do want resin on it. So, and I do this first because I'm going to put on some dubbing as the legs, right? The legs and the wing bud section. So I don't want that to get full of resin. So I just do this first. Usually I'll tie a whole bunch up to this stage and then I'll come back, but obviously for the video, I'm not. So this is the number 1 from the Hens Peacock dubbing. It's the number 1 that I'm using. That's too much. I can tell right off the bat. Because I don't want a lot. I just want a kind of a 1 to 2 turns here, just a wisp right in behind there. It's twofold what it does. 1, it acts as those legs and stuff. 2, it kind of hides that tying point, but I mean, it doesn't really, again, matter. I'm under the impression that fish don't see the little thread screw ups that we do, right, and stuff. So guess what? That's it. She's finished. Gives it that little olivey, goldy little rib in there with the black, and then that hollow tinsel. The mirror tinsel gives it that background, almost like a chromey, right? So it's a neat little pattern that, like I said, it works really well. I found it works the best at ice off, and within probably a month of ice off, 3 weeks, something like that. That's the best. It still works year round, but I always found that this one works the best at ice off. So, ready? Like I said, I don't have a name for it yet. I'll make one up, figure it out. Not a huge deal, it's just a name. But this one is annoying me. Like I said, it's a really good fly. But one thing I have noticed, I know it sounds silly, but I have noticed the difference between the shiny black bead, right, and the flat black. I have noticed that. I just find this flat black one fishes better. So, yeah, so make sure you get those flat black beads. Alrighty? Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that one. If you did, give her a thumbs up. If you've subscribed, thank you. And I'm not sure when this one's going up, but I'm pretty sure this one's going to go up just before Christmas 2022 here. So, wishing everybody a happy holiday and a Merry Christmas, and we'll hopefully everything goes well, and we'll see you guys in the new year if I don't have another one after this. Tie lines, everyone.